Hello, everybody. Hope you're all doing fantastically well. It's Connor here. We're back with your second video of the day. If you haven't checked the previous one this morning out, make sure you do so. We've got all your Leeds United news as well. There is a video on the Patreon today. I've been grafting. I've been absolutely grafting, but I'm delighted to say that I'm joined for your Plymouth preview by Mr. David Brown, who's decided to join me. And it's a two-way stream for the first time in a long, long time. How you doing, buddy? You all right?
I'm good, mate. I'm all good. Looking forward to another game of football. Then the international break will hit, so it's always good to sign off with a win before all the international stuff starts. And I'm off on holiday as well, so I'm in absolute holiday countdown.
It's a nice feeling, isn't it? It's a really nice feeling with that countdown. Way, are you gonna tell us where you're going? I've not even asked you off there.
No, I'm taking my little lad to Disney. So we've planned the holiday around the Leeds United fixtures because my brother won't go anywhere without it. So it's the international break, so we've had to fit it in now. So we're taking my little lad to see Mickey Mouse.
He's a diva, your brother, isn't he? Anytime Leeds are playing, it's not happening.
Mate, he's missed weddings, he's missed family weddings abroad, he's missed all sorts. If there's a Leeds game on, there's no chance, mate. So I'm pretty similar, to be fair, but just not to his levels, I think. But fair play to him. He's do what you do, enjoy your life, don't you? But so that's the whole reason behind going at this time of year, because who wants to watch England, Scotland, Wales and Ireland, to be fair?
Oh, quick one. Have you seen his squad announcement today? I think people have just got just a bit of England chat for a start. People can't get wound up about this guy anymore because it's the same squad every single time. He's got his favourites in every time.
I mean, to be fair, I'm 34. I looked at my phone to see if I'd got a call up at one point. Like, I didn't know if I'd get in it, but no. I mean, you can't really knock his turnout for the results. Like, he's beaten Italy recently, and it's just, I just feel like, and I'm sure we digress with England at the minute, but I'm sure everybody's the same. It just feels like we're playing with a handbrake on. Just release the handbrake and just let them go. I mean, you got Bellingham, Foden, Grealish. I mean, Saka in behind Kane. It's just an embarrassment of riches. But
Brownie, I've sent you on a little bit of a path there, but we can't go too far down because, as you know, my friend, we have a lot of Welsh, Irish, Scottish, and Australian, American.
Big up the Welsh, Dan James, Ampadu, Rodon. Big up the Welsh.
That's it.
Irish. My granddad was Irish, so up the Irish.
Yeah,
that's where it ends, to be fair. Scots don't like us, so why should we cheer them out? I'm joking. To be fair, I'm one of them people who, because I don't see them as rivals, this is going to rock a few, because I don't see them as rivals. I hope they do well. I hope they get to major tournaments. It's just the other way around. They don't like us for some reason. But...
That's true, mate. So obviously it's been a little bit about England, but yeah, as I say, we'll divert away from that. Press conference today. Don't know if you caught it, mate. News: Rodon will be staying at Leeds United. Fantastic, but talking about the other centre back partner, which I'll be honest, Brownie, I'm really upset about. But it is only obviously it's for Plymouth and Rotherham. Not downplaying those games, but I'd rather he be out for those two than Leicester City. But Pascal been out for this one. It's massive in it at the minute because I feel like a lot of it, Brownie, is when we're playing out from the back, mate. Joe Rodon's obviously been unbelievable, but Pascal really helps our progression from that back line. And when he's out, or when he's not been partnered with Joe, it's a massive miss, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think this is why we said it's imperative we have a good squad with depth. I think the key thing is with Rodon and Struijk is one's right-footed, one's left-footed.
Yeah.
So they complement each other well, because whenever at the start of the season when we were seeing Struijk and Cooper, they were both left-footed, so they both couldn't come out of the ball. So it was sort of like we were always going down one side because Struijk was reluctant to go out on his right foot. That's why I don't think it'll be... Obviously, it's a blow not to have... Well, he's grown into the captain this season, hasn't he? It's a blow not to have him. But do I feel that it'll hamper us as much? No, because Cooper will play on the left side, Rodon will play on the right. Will he make mistakes, Cooper? Yeah, of course he will. We know that. We just got to take it. But so will everybody else in the team. They'll all make mistakes in the game. I feel that this will be a bit easier to deal with than when Rodon went out of the team, because it left us with two left-footed centre-backs.
And the quality as well, Brownie. The quality drop-off's massive, isn't it?
Yes, it is. But yeah, when he last came out of the team, I think he got sent off against Hull, did Rodon, so Cooper had to come in. We were all wondering, and then we went and beat Watford 3-0.
Yeah.
So on the flip side of that, he started at Southampton and we were 3-0 down inside. Well, he let his run off. I remember a text from my brother. How was your trip to Southampton? And he said an 18-hour day to see someone run off the back of Cooper inside 2 minutes. We laughed, but that's the sort of thing that will happen.
I think they're all a bit like that now, aren't they? I think with Ayling, it's very similar. It's that next level in it we need to be looking at.
But if we look at other teams who would lose a centre back, who would then slot into their teams, I think not many in the division. Well, I'll rephrase it. I'm sure many other teams in the division would be happy and would start Cooper in most of the other teams in this division. We're just in a lucky position that we've got obviously Rodon and Struijk ahead of him. So would it be such a big deal for 2 games? I'm hoping not. Has it come at a good time where, like you say, we're playing Plymouth and Rotherham, which with the greatest respect, should we be doing much defending? Not particularly. And we've got the international break for 10, 11 days in between there. So it gives him a good chance to recover. But yeah, it's a blow, but I don't see it hampering us in terms of results, to be honest.
Brownie, we want to see your face absolutely everywhere, mate. So John B says smash the like button. Everybody do that and we'll see more of Brownie. But I've said to him, me and him need to start doing more and more. So when he's free, we will be doing more of these, which is great news. I know everybody loves to see you here, Brownie.
I like doing them, mate. I love chatting Leeds. We could chat Leeds all day. It's just like we were saying off air, you get rid of one game and then you've got another game to prepare for. There's 46 games and there's just not enough time and hours in a day. But whenever we're both free and all together,
I've told everyone, mate. I've told everyone that you're a busy man. I know you're a busy man. Yeah, you got a lot on. But yeah, moving on, mate, to obviously the Joe Rodon situation. It was funny the other night when obviously we were watching the maddest game. Don't know if you caught it, the Chelsea Spurs game, but I don't think I've ever seen a game like that. It did, when people were saying, oh, I've never seen a game like this, I did think to myself, well, there was a period with Leeds United where
we saw a lot of them. We saw a lot of games like that.
And just like the most unique game ever. And whilst it was like, you've never been a part of a Leeds United. Like, I mean, there was that month, wasn't there? A month or two under Bielsa, and it was just nuts. It was absolutely nuts. We were having 25 shots against Tottenham and losing 4-0. It was just 4-1, 4-0. But anyway, the point being, there was a lot of curled toes at the end of that because obviously Spurs lost. I think it was Mickey van der Ven. I think Romero went off, and you're looking at it and you're thinking, bloody hell, can they get a bit of a recall option here for Joe Rodon? But Daniel Farke confirmed today that he'll be with us post-January. What have you? I mean, you've just touched on it a little bit there, but he's been immense, hasn't he? Immense.
Yeah, I mean, we had the similar situation with Ben White when we were last in the Championship, and it's similar vibes. Centre half from a Premier League club, looks to be an absolute Rolls Royce, as did Ben White for us. And obviously, we didn't take up the option to buy Ben White off the back of promotion. I'm hoping we learn from that mistake. Will Rodon have a future at Tottenham? Probably not. It'd be difficult if they're making Champions League football. But for me, I knew that he couldn't go back short term. I knew that they'd have to wait till the transfer window reopened to recall him. But like you say, I was unsure of what could happen in that transfer window. But brilliant news to hear that obviously we've got him under lock and key till the end of the season. Because, like you say, he's massive for us. In every game we've played, when Rodon's in the team, I'm sure everybody will be the same, but I feel much more confident in our defensive capabilities when Rodon's available and playing, which is why I kind of alluded to that. I think it was a bigger blow when Rodon was out of the team when he was suspended, as opposed to Pascal this time. But yeah, I'm sure Joe Rodon will have big aspirations that he can go and play for Tottenham. But if we can get promoted this season and he's going to be guaranteed playing week in, week out football in the Premier League, I mean, Leeds, we all know Leeds is the heights that Leeds can go to. I feel like last time we got to a position in that first season under Bielsa, and we all agreed we needed to go again.
Yeah.
And we regressed. Whereas next time, I'm hoping that again we learn from mistakes and we back Fark if we do, well, not if, but when we do go up.
Yeah, I'd agree, mate. Enzio says, disappointing Charlie Cresswell is not available, as I would like to have seen him as an option and take a place for himself. Not had a chance when opportunities come up. He's not available. I'll be honest, Enzio, I don't think he fancies him whatsoever. I mean, he never plays. I mean, we're not even talking 2 to 3 minutes at the end when Leeds need to shore it up. It's rare now that he's even getting minutes. And yeah, it's a weird one with Cresswell. Weird one.
He's always done well when he's. I feel like when he's played, he's done well. I remember his first game for Leeds was against West Ham at home, in the league, and I thought he dealt with Antonio brilliantly in that game. Saw him again in other games here and there, but I think the comment's right. He doesn't seem to have a sustained period of time in the team. No. Went out on loan to Millwall, did really well with them. He's playing England under 21s. So I do get where he's coming from with that. I just think, I know that he'll go Cooper all day long just for maybe leadership, how he is with the group. And I think you're right, Connor. Sometimes managers just don't fancy players. And I think he falls into that category. Sometimes he's not even making the bench for Leeds, to be fair.
Are you expecting a lot of changes for this one? I mean, I'm personally not. Obviously, we've got the international break after this game, and you'd be thinking to yourself, well, at least that gives Leeds a little bit of respite. But on top of that, Brownie, so I'll ask you that question, but then I'll say, do you think this has come almost at a bad time for Leeds United with Ipswich slipping up the last couple of games?
Well, maybe not when you're talking about Pascal being out for a while. But no, I can't see many changes. We played on the Friday night, so that's an extra day rest. We've had no midweek game, and we've got 10, 11 days spare after the Plymouth game, which I don't think it'll be as easy as people are making out. They've gone some games this season, Plymouth, and Southampton needed a last-minute goal against them. They were very unlucky at Ipswich.
Smacked up Norwich. Norwich
that was the one I was thinking of, Norwich. So they are a difficult team to play against. They're always involved in high-scoring games. Do I think we'll win? Yeah, absolutely. I don't think it'll be as a walkover as the Huddersfield one was. So I can't see many changes. There's no reason that it's not like we're in a packed schedule where we're like when we were talking off air, like December, where we've got 4 games, 8 days or something daft. There's no really reason. And I think we saw with the Stoke away game when he did tinker, you could tell the drop off. It just looked disjointed. So yeah, I'd be expecting to see a full strength. Somerville, Pirro, Rutter, Dan James, Gray, Ampadu, similar team, but just maybe the difference with Pascal and Cooper coming in.
Ryan says, rather Ampadu at centre-back with Gruev next to Kamara.
See, for me, that's changing 2 positions, 2 people around just for 1 position.
It is, yeah. It is. And as well, Ampadu, we've not really seen him at centre-back yet. And listen, this I guess it wouldn't be a bad game to throw him in, but
I do completely understand where Ryan's coming from with playing him, because, like I've said, there will be mistakes. Cooper will make mistakes. The Plymouth striker who scored a lot of goals, his name eludes me at the minute. I'm sure someone will mention it in the comments. He looks to have good movement. Whittaker,
for Plymouth, Morgan Whittaker.
That's the one, Whittaker. Yeah. He looks to have good movement. The goals I've seen him score, he's always getting in behind. So that will cause us a problem.
It looks quick, doesn't it?
I mean, with the Huddersfield goal, I think Meslier needs to do better and hold it, but he's ran straight off the back of Cooper. We see it time and time again. But for just 1 or 2 games, I'm okay with Cooper stepping in. If it was a prolonged period of time, as we saw at the start of the season when he was playing against Cardiff and whatnot, and obviously last year, we do seem a lot leaky in defence when he's involved. But on the flip side, like I said, he started against Watford, and it's probably arguably one of our most complete performances of the season, that Watford home game. I thought we were absolutely rampant that day, and he started centre-back. So I'd probably stay away from changing so many different positions just for the sake of one. But I do understand where people are coming from with Cooper being a scary thought. Let's put it like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think Marcus has hit the nail on the head there. He says, "Good evening, lads. Always a great listen. As long as Rodon is there, it'll make Cooper a lot better and more solid." I feel like with Rodon, like he reads the game so well, and quality-wise, he's so good. I think I said it last year, Brownie, and I know sometimes it makes your toes curl because Coops has been at the club for so long, but I do think there's Cooper, Ayling, Bamford, and I'll throw Melia in there. A lot of people might think this is harsh, but I think they have things called bozo moments where you know they might be decent, in games, but you always know, Brownie, you always know maybe 20% of them has got that bozo moment in them, and I feel with Rodon there. You know, it's probably a lot like, you know, when Ben White was partnering Coops at the back. Do you remember that Coops' level? It went up massively because of how good Ben White was. So you're hoping that there's not going to be that much of a drop-off.
And I think we've seen that with Pascal, because I think over the last 18 months before this season, I think Pascal's levels had dropped and he was playing out left back, then playing in the middle of a centre-back. But I think this year we've seen him grow into a better animal with Rodon at the side of him. So hopefully we see that with Cooper. And again, like I said, reiterate, him being on the left side, Rodon on being on the right, it won't hamper us too much on trying to get out. And I mean, there's only 3 teams that have conceded less goals than Plymouth this season in the league. They've conceded 25 goals in 15 games. So if he does have a bozo moment, I'm confident that we score 2 or 3 anyway. So it shouldn't, and I'm touching as much wood as I can, it shouldn't matter too much. I still see Leeds picking up 3 points. And going back to your question about has it come at the wrong time, to say we went and won and Ipswich dropped some more points, that's a long time to stew on the fact that in the last week it's gone from 12 to 8 and it could then go to some more points. It's a long time to go without a game without being able to put it right. So I think this weekend, if we were to pick up 3 points and Ipswich dropped 2 points, it drops, that gap drops again, and they're sat on an international break thinking, my word, a week ago we had 12 points to play with and now it's 6 or it's 5. It could come at a good time.
Quick little stat that you'll love as well, Brownie. Swansea have won the last 3 away games. Beat Millwall 3-0, beat Plymouth 4-1, and they've beaten Blackburn 1-0. So they've won the last 3 away games. So, yeah, should be interesting. Maybe they are a bit of an away team.
Well, let's hope so, because Ipswich have had a wobble. They got beat in the cup by Fulham. They've drawn the last 2 since then. And if they were to not win again, some could say, oh, it's a good time. They can get on the training ground. It's a long time to sit and think, bloody hell, we've not won for 4 games.
And then we've got, and without any disrespect, we've then got potentially Rotherham, who they've drawn to. You know, that could be a bit of a psychological thing as well. You know, well, bloody hell, Leeds, let's say we go and batter Rotherham and they've drawn to them midweek, you know, before the international break. That could be a little bit of a psychological thing. Who knows?
And, I mean, when that Ipswich goal went in, that second one, I was just thinking, at some point their luck has got to run out.
Oh mate, I was nearly throwing things. I thought you can. I mean, I was watching them against Birmingham. I had them on the dodgy, the legal stream. Had them on the legal stream, and it's 2-0 Birmingham, and you can just feel them coming into the game. They are a good team. You know, you watch them; they are a good team, and you can see them just pressing down. But the problem is, Brownie, there's just, and I've said this multiple times, there's so many teams in this division who are just crap. They are, and Birmingham just absolutely folded like a deck of cards.
I'm glad we finally heard it, Connor. I'm glad all summer, everybody was the best thing since sliced bread. But you're right. There's just so many average, mediocre teams. And Ipswich, they ground them down, but they keep scraping wins. And
that's the annoying thing for me is it's like we obviously had that stutter at the start. Chef Wednesday, you know, obviously Cardiff, West Brom. You throw Birmingham in there as well, and it with just those results. You know, in any other season, championship season, teams don't take advantage of that. It's too early on. You know, they haven't got themselves sorted yet. They've absolutely, Ipswich and Leicester have ran with it, and they've just taken
that completely. I mean, any other season, last season we'd be top of the league with the points return we've got.
Yeah.
We've got the same amount of points as Burnley had at this point last year, and they ran away with the league. I completely agree that the start Leicester and Ipswich have had has been unbelievable. But I just feel, I mean, we went to Ipswich and put 4 past them. Like the thing with Leeds is we're even in the Stoke game when we got beat, we were dominant.
Yeah, we were.
Whole game when we drew, we're dominant. Chef Wednesday, we're dominant. We're not scraping. I mean, I think the same about Southampton. I'm sick of seeing them scoring injury time as well. That their last three out of the last 4 games have either drawn or won in injury time. At some point over a 46-game season, that stops happening. It does. It just stops happening, and it's a big weekend for Ipswich. No winning 3. They've got some tricky games coming up.
Yeah, 100%, mate. Gabe wants to know, Brownie, have you got a worse trip to Plymouth? Gabe, if you'd have followed Leeds for more than 3 years, you'll have known that we haven't played Plymouth in quite a while, mate.
I've never been. It's one ground I've not ticked off. Not been to Plymouth. Hoping I don't ever have to go to Plymouth again after this season, because it's
what's been, because this sort of stuff cheers Gabe up. He'll just be sat there like weirdly laughing in his abode. What's been your worst trip this season where you've just gone somewhere and you've gone, this is a dive, and it's not been
Millwall.
great. Millwall. Okay.
Disgusting, mate. Disgusting.
Awful.
I thought Banksy had a trip to Millwall. There's graffiti everywhere. Everywhere you look, graffiti. It's just horrible. It's horrible. It was a great play, but there's a reason why we hadn't won there for about 75 years, because it's just.
Are they still coming out of the, like when you walk down the estate, are they still coming out of the houses like at the exact same time where Leeds fans are walking down?
Oh, it's like Pac-Man, mate.
Because I was lucky. I've only been once, and it was McCormack 1-0. I've only been once. And we got battered the entire game. And we scored 1. I think that's our only win there. Well, yeah. I think
it's just horrible. It's next to the train line, and it's just not very nice. Been to some good grounds. We felt Leicester was nice, Southampton was nice, but they're obviously all Premier League teams. But Ipswich. It's okay. Everywhere's nice when we're winning, mate.
That's true.
Everywhere's nice.
Yeah, that's true.
But
mate.
For Gabe, if you look at the UK, Gabe, and you see that bit that comes out in the bottom corner, right in the end near the sea. In fact, it's probably closer to France, is Plymouth, than it is Leeds.
Oh, Gabe, probably closer to Gabe.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's got a bit. So what's your Oh yeah, you've still got that to go, haven't you, this season? Bloody hell, yeah.
Plymouth away. And this is talking about places to go and things. We've been to Leicester.
Yeah.
We've been to Ipswich. We've been to Southampton. What other rubbish teams are in the top 6? I mean, Hull up there somewhere. God knows that. We've been there. I think we've played the entirety of the top 7, 8, and come the end of this month. I'm happy with where we are with the teams we've played. Them teams have still got to all come to Ellen Road. We're unbeaten at Ellen Road, by the way.
Yeah, we are. Which
Daniel Farker spoke about it becoming a fortress, and it does feel like that. I just felt like that at Leicester. It just feels like we've got a club again. It just feels like we've got something. We've got an identity again. We're going in a direction that we can all enjoy. Just life's good again, mate.
It is. It's nice, isn't it? It's nice. Last year, the year before, just horrendous. But yeah, mate, we'll leave it there. Everybody in the comment section, just get your score predictions. Brownie, what are you going for this weekend?
3-1.
3-1 Leeds. You having a Morgan Whittaker goal for Plymouth? Going to get him behind Cooper.
I think we'll see a Pirot goal.
Oh, it'd be nice. Needs one, doesn't he? He needs one at the minute.
He does, because if I'll get slaughtered, but he's missed some big chances. There was one at Norwich.
Yep.
Early on, there was the one at if Bamford was missing them chances.
Oh God,
it'd be Guy Fawkes on top of a bonfire. There'd be pitchforks and everything. I'm not saying that anything against Pirot, by the way. He's doing well for the team, and I just feel that he needs a goal, which sounds daft because he's scored quite a few. I'm just saying, it'd be nice for him to get on the score sheet.
Yeah. Connor Brownie, do you remember Tommy Tynan? Oh, is this a joke? Have we got? Has he got me? Tynan, Tommy. Has he got me? I don't think, unless I'm just not on. But maybe he actually is a player. I don't know. If he is a player, I've never heard of it. If you've got me, fair play. Anyway, I'm gonna go with 3-1's a good shout. Actually, I'm gonna go with I think we'll keep a clean sheet, 2-0.
Do you think we close the gap this weekend?
No, but I think both win. I think Leicester. I think Ipswich. It'll be something stupid, Brownie. Like they'll end up winning it. It'll be another one. It'll be another humdinger. It'll be 4-2 or something stupid like that. I think.
And what minute of injury time are Southampton winning it in?
Who have they got this weekend? Let's have a quick look.
They are at home to.
You can let me know.
West Brom.
Ooh.
Yeah, 3rd v 4th. That's it. They're at home to West Brom. No, away at West Brom. Sorry.
Ooh, okay. Interesting. Yeah, they'll shithouse that, won't they? God, I've kept my language down for the entire video. There we go. Who've Leicester got? Have we got a Leicester one in there? Who are they playing?
Away at Middlesbrough. So it could be a nice weekend to go. You know what? We've closed that gap. Let's have a break. Let's chill out. Let's all go to Disney and come back.
You bring us all with you.
Then we go again.
Are you? So what do you think? Do you think we'll close the gap this weekend?
Yeah.
Oh, you do? You think they'll drop points again?
I think one of them drops points again. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, like you said, it like law of statistics. They can't. I mean, maybe they can, but then it'll be an anomaly. But do you know who they remind me of? And they've not done the same points tally, obviously, but they remind me of. Do you remember that first Bielsa season, Sheffield United, and they're just there, and they're just really.
You think they're going to go away, and they just don't go away.
Yeah. I remember. Do you remember they drew at home to? I think they drew at home to Millwall. Millwall scored in the last minute, and we won at home. I think it was Sheffield Wednesday at home 1-0, and I think we went something like 3 points clear of them, and then they just went on this unbelievable run, Sheffield United, where I think Wilder won it, and I think they won something like 13 out of 15 games, and they just flew.
That's us now, mate. That's us. That's what we're going to do.
Yeah, hopefully you're right, mate. Hopefully you're right. But yeah, cheers for joining, mate. And a trip to the White Rose is coming up, you lucky man. I'm going to head out into Scumland and probably freeze myself to death having some food. But yeah, appreciate you coming along, mate. And let's make it one of many. Seems like everybody's been buzzing to have you back. But everyone as well, thank you so much for joining. Go watch the video from earlier on. Head on over to the Patreon if you fancy it. Look at you in there, you popular bugger. You're getting called a god. We're gonna have to increase that screen size. Ed's getting even bigger. But guys, that's been an absolute pleasure, and we'll catch you in a bit. Cheers.